I'm so excited to share.
String on the Apple Citizen Social.
Oh, wait, sure.
How close can I go without being able to stop? It's gonna have to be tight here. Ready to go?
Starting now.
We good? Are you guys good?
Yeah.
Andrew, everybody ready?
I'm going on the side. Have I started yet?
Oh, no, we haven't started. You're good.
I'm good.
You're good. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here, but most of all, thank you, Ms. Williams, and your family and your friends that are gathered. The Dantzler-Williams family and Ms. Simmons as well. Our collective hearts continue to go out to you all in your grieving process, and we will respectfully honor respect that process that you're going through. Yesterday we met with the family, Miss Simmons, and counsel in Beaufort. We met solely in an effort to talk about this case. The update that I had, it's not going to be much of an update, but I think it's something. We learned Friday that the Highway Patrol had concluded their investigation of the collision. However, they have not formulated the report, so that's still being done. This particular accident claimed the lives of three very precious members of his family, Miranda, Shanice, and Stephanie. And we wanted to, out of respect to the family, wanted to give them a personal update on what we knew what we knew to be true, the facts of this case, many of which you already have. It was during our meeting probably about midway through, about half hour into it, I learned that a lot of information was not provided, not a lot, some information was not provided to the family regarding the case. And when I say information, it's very basic stuff that should have been provided the day of or the day after the accident that occurred, and most of it related to the accident report itself. And when I saw the accident report, it was a little telling to me. I had already spoken to Miss Simmons, and we acknowledged that her family was not to blame for this. We knew that hours after the accident, and it bothered me and it troubled me a little bit that that information was not relayed on the piece of paper. Now, it was just a piece of paper. Maybe it was a preliminary investigation, but it's my understanding they didn't get that till 2 weeks after the actual collision. So there was a delay in that, despite the fact that I had already said, we were responsible. The facts still remain the same for this case. Emily Pelletier contributed to this accident. There's no doubt about the facts. I think we all agree on the facts. She ran a stop sign and hit the vehicle that was driven by Shanice. She struck the vehicle. There's no doubt about that, and both the vehicles left the roadway. There's absolutely no doubt. I also believe that speed was a contributing factor, and I don't know the exact speed yet. We don't have that information, but I know that based on what we saw, and I think we all agree on, speed was a factor in this particular incident. These facts are undisputed. There is absolutely no question about that. That has not changed. Now that the Highway Patrol has completed their investigation, they're in the process of compiling the reports. My meeting with the family yesterday was to give them that information. Not that I had anything new to add, but to let them know that information was forthcoming. I will not speak publicly ever to these facts prior to the investigation being completed, to risk jeopardizing the integrity of the investigation both externally and internally. I will not do that. It's not fair to them to jeopardize the case. People, if I get up and speak publicly, they might think that's the gospel. It's not necessarily the truth. It may be my opinion, but it's important for me to give the facts as they come and not to sway the investigation one way or the other. Internally, I will tell you, we have completed the preliminary investigation of this case, and we are waiting to get the copy of the report that is forthcoming from Highway Patrol and make decisions and determinations on personnel regarding that collision. However, I will respect the integrity of the investigation and not make statements that would affect their interests as well. I will not do that. I won't affect the outcome of any cases, litigation that they have coming up. The past few weeks I've met with every uniform that drives a vehicle in Charleston County, and it's unfortunate that we have to continue to have these discussions, but I will tell you that our hearts are broken as well for this family, because they don't deserve to be standing here, and we are saddened by this. We absolutely are. I can't change the facts. I can't change the outcome, unfortunately. I wish I could. That is something I absolutely wish I could. But regardless, when we're responding to calls, we have a duty to uphold the law and to get where we need to go safely as possible. When you call 911, you should have a deputy respond and get to you as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. That is our number one priority. Absolutely our priority. And we do what we do best because we're trained to do it. We operate these vehicles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We don't have a lot of collisions. We don't have a lot to this magnitude. This is just a terrible, terrible tragedy. And I'm very proud of the work that our men and women in uniform do throughout this Charleston County and surrounding areas. And here's the difference. The factor we can't change in this is the human element. We make mistakes. We're people. We make mistakes. We know those mistakes can have consequences, and in this case, they were grave consequences. So I can't. I wish I could say anything other than, we could change it. We can't. I can't change it. I said we are very good at what we do. That doesn't mean that we can't be better. That doesn't mean that we can't look at our processes and change our processes, embrace change. Now, I've told you what the facts are. We don't know why. We don't know why this collision happened, and that's what I think we're all waiting on that. We want to know why. If it's something that we did, if it's something that interfered with our operation of the vehicle, we need to change it. We know that. So that's what we're working on now. What we can do is mitigate our odds, make them a little bit better so that this doesn't happen again. This is not something that we want for our community, for your community or any other community that we serve and protect. I want to acknowledge and thank those of you that came out today, especially after we talked yesterday. This family was willing to come to Charleston, and it wasn't fair to them. I offered through counsel that we come to you. I believe in meeting people where they are, and I will continue to do that and continue to be here for you all to the extent that you will let me. And to that, if you have a couple questions, I'm happy to answer, but I believe counsel wanted to speak as well.
Is Deputy Pelletier still on paid administrative leave?
She is.
And I know that Highway Patrol, I know the reports have to come out, but if those reports come out, even with her being on paid administrative leave, would you want her returning to the Sheriff's Office to work?
Again, I'm going to wait and weigh all the facts on both sides of the investigation. We don't share information on the investigation. Obviously, more information is given in an interview internally, and that can't be used against them in a court proceeding, so I can't comment on that because I know charges are forthcoming. I just don't know what they are.
Have Highway Patrol figured out, have they recovered the data and from the video from her dash cam?
There is no video from the dash cam, no. And again, it won't matter because it's not going to change the facts. We do know that.
And so you said that you do expect charges to be forthcoming?
I would anticipate that. I have not spoken to Highway Patrol to find out what their findings are, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Talk about this case, seeing the family impacted, the community impacted by this, kind of steps going forward. What are maybe some changes you want to make for Charleston County Sheriff?
So we've already started making changes. When I first came into the Sheriff's Office in January of last year, I came on the heels of a tragedy, and so one of our biggest pushes at that time was driving safety, because we know driving injures and kills more people on these roadways, including deputy sheriffs. So it was really important. Right after this accident happened, we got together and said, we know that the cameras, I told y'all before, the cameras turn on when lights are activated, or if there's a collision, they turn on, it backs up 30 seconds. But in addition to that, they turn on at speed. So we've lowered that speed to 80 miles per hour so that the cameras automatically turn on. So if you're just going down the road and you don't have a reason to be going that fast and your camera goes on, you've got issues. So the staff knows that, the officers know that, and they know they have to use due caution. Now, can they go 80 miles an hour? Sometimes they have to, yes. But they need to pay attention to their driving.
On behalf of the family, we just want to thank the Sheriff's Department for coming forth with this information and being honest about the contributing factors to this collision. It did take us over a month to get that, but we have it now, and we're going to respect the fact that she said they're still under investigation. There's an internal investigation, but she'll release that information to us and have a meeting with us as soon as they conclude that investigation. And we all are awaiting Highway Patrol's investigation. We thank y'all all for coming out today.
Does any family want to talk about just how you're feeling, or any thoughts or memories you want to talk about?
Yes. My memory is my daughter leave work at 3:30. She talks to me until she get home. I can't hear that no more. Her oldest daughter said, "Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. Without you, it won't be no me." And Miranda just graduated Saturday to start her life in criminal justice. Shanice, county manager, she was an accounting manager, going for a master's degree, had her own business. All that's taken away. And so my view is they saved her life, because the speed she was coming across a 4-lane highway, doing that fast, she couldn't turn. She would flip over and over. She couldn't go straight. She was going to the woods. So the way I see it, my girl saved her life. That's right. And I woke up crying. I couldn't cry. I woke up 3 morning with tears coming down my eyes. I mean, I'm crying in my sleep. And it's no good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
Anyone else?
Not at all.
Just hold on, all of us. Me and my brother make it our business to come down here with Mom every day. I mean, if I'm not here, he here. I try to make my way from 9 o'clock to late in the afternoon, you know. And that's something because I know my sister over to be here with her. But, I mean, I just don't try to, you know, just worry about her more than anything.
And I spoke to some family and friends of the community a few weeks ago when they had a balloon release, and a lot of family and friends speaking the fond memories of them, saying, you know, as a tragedy as this is, they all kind of left together.
Yes, they was close. They was really close. My daughter lived with me. Miranda just moving to college to live with her sister. And she's if I'm on the phone talking to her, the one in college, Miranda would say, Grandma, Mama didn't answer the phone. That's she on the phone with me, so I have to release and let her talk to her. They were very close. Very close.
Anything else you guys want to say?
One last question for the Sheriff, if I may. Sheriff, do you know if Deputy Pelletier's lights and sirens were on at the time of the crash?
Preliminary. When I talked to y'all first time, I didn't know because she had not been questioned, but they were not.
They were not?
They were not.
Well, as a pastor and representing the family as the church, we're grateful for the transparency. Obviously, it's still ongoing, but it does provide a little bit of peace for the family, which is needed. It's only the grace of God that Aunt Betty has been handling the way she has. This is a great tragedy and it takes the strength of God. So continue to pray for this family. Pray for the sheriff's office. The young lady who was involved, she needs prayer as well. But we ask that you continue to pray for the Dantzler-Williams and Simmons family because they need your prayer and strength for the days coming. Thank you.
Has the family heard from Deputy Pelletier at all?
No. Matter of fact, I didn't even hear from any of them. Almost 3 weeks, nobody reached out. And they tell me yesterday that they were trying to give us some space. How would I know that? Nobody tell me they're giving us some space. And I told them I'm going to lay them down to rest and I would get a lawyer. And I did that. And he's taking care of everything.
And Sheriff, real quick, in the original report, there was no mention that Deputy Pelletier ran the stop sign. Is that a new fact that the investigation has uncovered in preliminary?
That fact, I knew that. Speculated that. I didn't know for a fact at 3 o'clock in the morning. I speculated that. I acknowledged that with the family, but so I don't think that's a new fact. I just think that the investigation's over now and I can state that.
Is there a reason why she wouldn't have had her lights on? Because wasn't she responding to a non-emergency call?
She was responding to a call. A call for a motorist that was broken down in the road. I have also had those audios if you all want copies of those from the caller. There were several calls. So she was responding to a call, but regardless, are lights on or not, she still ran a stop sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
your current conditions. The local Doppler radar.